Go.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Coach Corner. I'm here with head soccer coach, Coach Bowen. How are you doing today, Coach?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
All right, so let's talk about the end of the season a little bit. So how do you feel about the end that you guys got?
We ended too early. Felt like we had at least one more game in us. It wasn't for lack of effort or not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We just were more a little unlucky than anything against Lowry Branch.
All right, so throughout the season we've had a lot of changes in our roster with injuries and illnesses. How do you think that affected our season overall?
It just makes it more difficult. We're basically starting from scratch with a lot of things that we were doing. We were missing a lot of people that were very experienced, so we had to teach new people how to do things. We had people that probably should have been either on JV or subs this year who had to be on varsity or be starters, or so a lot of people's roles were elevated a lot faster than maybe the timetable had laid out. And it just takes longer to get everybody on the same page, longer to get everybody working together, longer to make sure we understand what's going on.
So with everything taking a lot longer, did you think that this was the cause of the kind of slow start that we had at the beginning of the season?
Oh, for sure. We had a lot of people out there kind of deer in headlights at the beginning because, again, they were in a bigger role than they expected. So it's everything's a little faster. Everybody else is a little stronger. Everything's a little more complex than they're used to. So it took us a while to kind of get our feet under us. And once we did, I thought we did pretty good. I thought we did a great job of working hard every day and trying to make sure we understood what was going on. Everybody had something to struggle with, so whether they were coming back from injury, playing a new position, or have a bigger role than they were supposed to, it really kind of helped us meld together as a team because everybody was struggling with something.
So you felt as if after you overcame those struggles, the team really came together and you saw a lot more abilities pop out on the field?
You saw a lot of growth in everybody and as a team. It took us a while to get started, and I think we got just about everything we could have out of the season. Lowry Branch was a good team. It was a very even game, but at the end of the day, we were a couple of PKs, guesses on their keeper's part away from being in the Final Four, or even better, we were a couple inches on a shot here or a couple feet on a shot there away from being there. We felt like we had a little bit better at the control of the game, not a huge amount. We didn't dominate by any stretch, but it was a game that could have been won that kind of got away from us.
So at the beginning of the year, you had to fill the shoes of a lot of really good seniors that we lost. Do you feel that you did that this year?
No, you don't ever fill anybody's shoes. It's not a matter of somebody having to come in and be the next whoever, whether you're talking about Riley Clark who just graduated, or you're talking about Kelly O'Hara from 2006. It's more a matter of that's just the way high school sports rolls. You got people that leave every year and new people that come in the next year. And so it's not a matter of filling someone's roles, it's making sure getting everybody on the same page, everybody finding a role that fits them, and then doing that to the best of our ability. And I thought we did that for the most part this year.
So not only did you have a team with a lot of injuries this year, you also had a quite young team. Do you feel like since you have this young team, you're going to be able to push them all the way through senior year and get a lot more out of them?
We weren't that young, to be honest. I mean, we had several young players that came in, but we only had a couple freshmen that were with us the whole time. I think three freshmen. It's hard to remember now because everybody's been playing the whole time, so I don't really think of them as freshmen anymore. But we only had like 3 freshmen. It was more just the newness. We had lots of people that had not played at the varsity level before, or had not played at the level that our varsity typically plays at before, and so that's a big jump for people. And so we were inexperienced, we were raw, but we weren't necessarily really young.
So a lot of players we had jump from JV to varsity in the middle of the season due to illnesses and injuries. Do you believe that this was a good thing for them to be able to play on the varsity team?
I think if you asked them, that would be yes. They like to be on the varsity team and travel and go to the playoffs and everything. But yeah, they did a great job. Hart Williams came up and helped us over winter break. O'Shields came in and did a great job for us at center mid, and scored a goal, and I mean got a little bit of glory there. But filled in, did a great job. Haley Rebeck came in and played. She's a center back. She played center back for us for like 10 days, and then when we brought her back, we stuck her in midfield and said, "Here you go, have fun with that." But she did a great job, and just the learning curve was steep. And then you had Nikki Jackson come in, score her first varsity goal ever, and it was a game winner in a state playoff game. So. Yeah, they all came up, they contributed, it was a good thing. It helped us make sure that we had numbers to practice and bodies to practice, and with just everything that was going on, it was really more out of necessity than anything. But they came in, they put their work boots on, went to work, worked hard, listened, did everything we asked them to do, and had some success.
So let's talk about some players that you saw throughout the year that were maybe struggling at the beginning but learned to fill the field out and just get to their ability. Who are some of those people?
Well, I mean, other than the keepers and I guess like Ashton Nowicki, everybody was playing in a new spot. I mean, so it wasn't a matter of anybody was comfortable. Everybody struggled in the beginning. I think we saw a lot of growth out of Makira Walton. Sarah Biddle took more and more responsibility on her shoulders as we went forward. Ansley Purifoy and Merritt Parker. I mean, two players that have played defense their whole lives were told last year, hey, you're going to have to score for us, and ended up being our top goal scorers. I mean, so, you know, they learned, adjusted, moved on, and Ansley did a great job as captain trying to keep everybody on the same page. And just, you know, we were always more effective when those two were really doing well. So it wasn't a matter of they were bad players to begin with, or they just needed to learn a new position. And so, I mean, from that regard, you can just go down the list. I mean, you have Chloe Spradlin, who plays outside back, who I stuck at forward and outside mid and center mid, and you know, her head's spinning around a little bit. You had, and especially as a freshman, and then Sky Dedrick, who always plays outside back for us. Had played some center back, but mostly outside back, and then stuck her at forward in the last game of the year. And it's like, hey, here you go. Let's see if this will work. So it was just a matter of trying to patch holes and fill needs the whole year. And scoring goals was always an issue, and we knew it was going to be an issue. It was going to be an issue before Caitlin Russo got hurt. It was going to be an issue before Macy was ruled out, before Ashley was sick. It was always going to be an issue. And then you take those three players out who should have been contributing a large amount of goals, and now it really becomes an issue. So by the end of the year, I mean, like I said, everybody adjusted, everybody adapted. More importantly, I've had teams in the past that didn't have near this much adversity that just kind of fell apart. By the end, it was kind of like, who cares? And it was never that way with this group. They always worked hard. They always got together. They always wanted to do well and do better. There was never a game where I felt like, you know, we might have been outmatched, but we never really quit. We had to focus on some things that maybe made us a little more defensive and gave the game to the opponent a little bit, but we were very organized. And the girls were complimented throughout the year by opposing coaches about that's a very organized group. They know what their role is. They know what they're supposed to be doing. But I think one of the girls said that we were star shambles this year, just with all the junk we had to deal with. And that's kind of what I just tell everybody. We basically just survived a year-long adversity test. And we came through it, you know, maybe not the cleanest ever, but we kept working at it, and if nothing else, we found out that it's not necessarily what's happening to you, but who's with you. And from that regard, we had a great season.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach, and good luck next season.
No,
and thank you guys for watching.